Windows. $15 billion seized, 31 arrested, 119 international suspects identified.
Inside a suburban Virginia home, FBI uncovered servers controlling billions in crypto and call centers linked to human trafficking.
Those headlines hit the wires within minutes, but the story behind them begins much earlier. 4:18 a.m., Northern Virginia. The suburbs outside Washington sit frozen under a thin layer of early winter frost. Streetlights flicker against rows of quiet townhomes. A faint wind rattles bare branches across empty sidewalks. To anyone awake at that hour, the neighborhood appears peaceful. A black SUV sits quietly in a driveway. The house behind it looks like any other property in the subdivision, 2 stories, white siding, trimmed lawn. But at the end of the street, headlights suddenly appear. 3 armored Bearcat vehicles roll slowly around the corner. Engines low, lights off. Federal agents step out into the cold air. Ballistic helmets, tactical vests, night vision. A stack forms beside the front door. At 4:22 a.m., the command moves across encrypted radios. Execute. A hydraulic ram slams into the door. With splinters, locks explode inward. Agents surge inside. FBI, don't move. Flashlights sweep through the hallway. Laptops glow on desks. Monitors flash with cryptocurrency dashboards. Rows of servers hum in the basement. Within minutes, the house is secure. But what agents are staring at is far bigger than a single fraud operation, because this building is not a home. It's a command center for a $15 billion digital crime empire. And this raid is only the beginning. The investigation starts quietly almost 2 years earlier. June 2022. Analysts inside the FBI Cyber Division notice a pattern emerging across dozens of fraud complaints. Victims report similar experiences. They receive messages through social media. A friendly introduction, casual conversation, then an investment opportunity. A cryptocurrency platform promising extraordinary returns. The websites look legitimate. Professional design, real-time trading charts, customer service agents available 24 hours a day. Victims deposit funds. At first, profits appear. Their accounts grow rapidly. But when they try to withdraw, the platforms suddenly demand new verification fees, or taxes, or transaction unlock charges. Then the accounts disappear entirely. By the time investigators connect the cases, the numbers are staggering. More than 7,800 victims across 41 states. Combined losses already exceeding $920 million. But what investigators find next changes everything. Digital forensic teams trace the cryptocurrency wallets used in the scams. Instead of dozens of small operations, they lead to a centralized infrastructure controlling thousands of addresses. Blockchain analysis reveals something even more alarming. The wallets connect through a laundering pipeline involving over 370 intermediary accounts designed to obscure the movement of funds. Money moves in seconds, from victims to fake exchanges through mixers across offshore wallets, then finally into large reserve accounts. Those reserve wallets now contain billions of dollars in cryptocurrency. This isn't a simple fraud ring. It's a global financial machine, and the FBI has just found its first entry point. By September 2022, a joint task force forms. FBI cyber investigators, Treasury financial analysts, Department of Homeland Security intelligence teams. Their target becomes the mysterious network operating behind the fraudulent platforms. Investigators begin mapping the infrastructure. More than 48 fake investment websites. Servers hosted in Singapore, Lithuania, Iceland, and Estonia. Payment gateways routed through shell corporations in Hong Kong and the British Virgin Islands. And somewhere in that network, a leadership structure directing the entire operation. The technical architecture is sophisticated. Victims deposit funds through crypto wallets linked to legitimate exchanges. Within seconds, automated scripts split those funds into hundreds of microtransactions. Each fragment travels through a chain of anonymous wallets. By the time the funds reach their final destination, the original trail appears impossible to follow. But FBI blockchain analysts begin reconstructing the flow. Transaction by transaction, wallet by wallet. What emerges is a digital map of staggering scale. More than $15 billion in cryptocurrency passing through the system over 3 years. And then investigators discover something even more disturbing. Embedded within the scam infrastructure are call centers operating overseas. thousands of workers forced to run scripted conversations with victims, many of them trafficked, held against their will inside compounds, forced to work 16-hour shifts persuading strangers to invest their savings. The digital fraud machine is also a human exploitation network. By March 2023, the investigation reaches a critical breakthrough. A blockchain trace identifies a wallet repeatedly interacting with the main laundering hub. Unlike the others, this wallet occasionally transfers funds into a US-based crypto exchange. That small mistake opens a door. Subpoenas reveal the account belongs to a shell corporation registered in Delaware. Further records trace the corporation to a property in Northern Virginia, the same house where agents will later break down the door. But investigators don't move immediately. Instead, surveillance begins. For months, agents watch the property. Visitors arrive late at night. Packages containing computer hardware appear regularly. Inside the basement, thermal cameras detect heat signatures consistent with high-density server racks. Digital intercepts reveal encrypted communications with overseas operators. The house isn't simply handling money. It's controlling the infrastructure. Investigators now understand the truth. This quiet suburban home is the U.S. command node for the entire fraud network. By January 2024, prosecutors approve warrants. Operation Digital Fortress moves into its final phase. 4:18 a.m., February 12, 2024. Across the country, federal teams begin moving simultaneously. Northern Virginia, Los Angeles, Miami, Chicago, Houston. At 4:22 a.m., the first breach occurs in Virginia. At 4:27 a.m., agents in Miami storm a luxury high-rise apartment serving as a laundering hub. At 4:31 a.m., Chicago agents seize servers inside a data center linked to the fake trading platforms. Across all locations, investigators move with surgical precision. Computers are seized, hard drives removed, crypto wallets frozen before operators can transfer funds. Inside the Virginia command house, digital forensic teams rush to secure the servers. What they uncover confirms the scale. Encrypted ledgers documenting thousands of victim accounts. Wallet addresses controlling billions in cryptocurrency. Internal communications coordinating scam operations across continents. Then agents find something unexpected. A secondary server network hidden inside a locked cabinet. When forensic analysts access the files, they reveal a global operational dashboard. It tracks scam activity in real time. Victim deposits, conversion rates, call center performance metrics. The fraud network runs like a multinational corporation. But by sunrise, it's collapsing. By midday, federal authorities announce the results. Operation Digital Fortress Seizure Report. $15 billion in cryptocurrency seized or frozen, 31 suspects arrested in the United States, 119 international suspects identified, 48 fraudulent crypto platforms dismantled, 7 call center compounds linked to human trafficking investigations, over 7,800 victims confirmed. The suspects now face charges including wire fraud, money laundering, conspiracy, and human trafficking violations. If convicted, several could face decades in federal prison. But the consequences extend far beyond the courtroom. Financial regulators launch new investigations into cryptocurrency exchange oversight. Congressional hearings begin examining digital fraud prevention. International law enforcement agencies coordinate raids targeting overseas compounds connected to the network. The takedown exposes a fundamental reality about modern crime. Technology has created enormous opportunity, but it has also created new ways to steal on a massive scale. Yet federal investigators remain cautious, because digital criminal networks rarely disappear completely. They evolve, they rebuild, they adapt. Even as this empire collapses, analysts are already tracking new suspicious wallets emerging across global blockchain networks. New websites, new scams, new victims. So here's the question. If a $15 billion fraud network could operate for years behind professional websites and fake investment platforms, how many others are still out there? If you believe criminals exploiting technology to steal from families should be exposed, hit the like button and type justice in the comments. We're currently investigating another emerging fraud network tied to servers in Eastern Europe and Southeast Asia. And the early numbers are already alarming. Subscribe to see us expose that next, because the fight against digital crime is far from over. Truth isn't hate speech, and justice is coming.